Welcome to Mama Cat's Home. Today I'm going to be sharing with you another recipe from my Southern Living Big Book of Slow Cooking, and it's going to be beef and chicken fajitas. There are multiple steps to this, but first I'm just going to read you the ingredients and then we'll start cooking it and you can see the steps in the process and I'll tell you what I'm doing as I go. 1.5 pounds of flat iron steak cut into strips. We didn't use flat iron, but that's okay. We use what you have. 1 pound of skin and boned chicken breast cut into strips. 1 teaspoon of salt. 1 teaspoon of pepper. 1.5 tablespoons of fajita seasoning divided. That's going to be divided into 1 tablespoon and then 1.5 teaspoons. Still not sure how that works, but I'd have to add it all up. Either way, it's going to work out. 4 tablespoons of olive oil divided. 3 tablespoons of fresh lime juice. 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. 5 large garlic cloves minced. I'm using the jarred kind. And estimating 1 pound packages of frozen pepper stir fry, which I'm using peppers that I cut up, bell peppers, and then some onions that I cut up. The bell peppers are partially frozen because, well, they're still pretty frozen because I froze them, like I prepped them earlier, and then took them out, but the onion I just cut up. And then 10 8-inch flour tortillas warmed, and then there's toppings of your choice, like you can do lime wedges and squirt that on, guacamole, shredded lettuce, tomatoes, cheese, stuff like that. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is going over to my stovetop, and I'm going to get the meat started. You put it in the, well, first you put it on a plate or in a bowl and you put seasonings in it, and I'll tell you that part when I start to do it. And then you put it in the pan and you cook it for 3 minutes, and then you put it in your crock pot. But you do the beef, then you do the chicken. You don't do them both at the same time. So let's go to the stovetop. Okay, so I have 1 tablespoon of oil in the pan heating up. Here's my chicken and here's my steak. So we'd already put this in a bag and froze it just like it is so that we could, have it prepped for whatever meal we decided. So this one, it says to put it on a plate and then season it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave it in my bowl and I'm going to leave it in my bag and then I'm going to season it. So with this, that way I can show you 2 different ways too. With this one, the steak, I'm going to mix 1/2 of a teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of pepper into this bag. Let me open the bag. And you rarely ever see me do this, but I'm using this. If I can open the right side. I rarely ever use already ground pepper, but there are occasions when I do. And then 1 tablespoon, I'm going to split that in half, so it'll be half in each of the meats. I'm going to go ahead and do my chicken as well, so I can have the salt and pepper put away. I need the fajita seasoning again, but I don't need the salt and pepper right now or I don't need it anymore after I do this. So, I've got that already in there. So what I'm going to do is smush this around in here. And this is a way you can do something like this. Now, not everybody would say this is the most efficient. I don't mind doing it this way. But anyway, I'm going to have that one like that, and then this one, I'll use my hand and mix that around. I honestly like the bag better because it keeps your hands cleaner. I'm going to go wash my hands really good because I just touched raw chicken, and then we're going to get to cooking the meat. Okay, I have my pan hot and it's got the oil in it, and I'm going to put my beef in first and cook it for 3 minutes. It says to stir it once. so this is cooked for 3 minutes. So now I'm going to take it and put it on a plate and put it to the side. And now I'm going to do the same thing with the chicken. Okay, so it's been 3 minutes for the chicken, and I'm gonna put it on this plate with, actually, I'm just gonna put it all back in here, and then I'm gonna pour it from this pan into my crock pot because that's the next step. Okay, so now the next step will be to make some little concoction with oil and other things. So this is what you're going to put in this little bowl. You're going to put in the remaining 3 tablespoons of oil. Okay, and then you're going to put in 3 tablespoons of fresh lime juice. I don't have any fresh, so I'm going to use some of the bottled. So 3 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. This is my favorite brand, Lee & Perrins. You get whatever brand you like, but this is my favorite. And if I have any choices when it comes to it, this would be the brand I buy. Okay, it's supposed to be 5 large garlic cloves, but like I said, I'm using the minced garlic, so I'm going to kind of guesstimate. And we love garlic, so if it's a little extra, that's fine. And then the remaining fajita seasoning, which is 1.5 teaspoons. And then you just mix this together. I should have gotten a bigger bowl. And once this is mixed together, you're going to pour it over the chicken and beef. So I'm going to move the camera back over there. Now we just stir this together, and at this point what you're going to do is just cook it for 5 hours on low, just like this. In 5 hours I will come back and tell you what to do next. Okay, it has not been 5 hours. It's been about 3 hours and 20 minutes actually, and this is done. This is falling apart done. I do believe that my slow cooker cooks a little faster than normal slow cookers. That's the only thing I can think. Because if I'd let this go for the whole 5 hours, we'd have shredded fajitas. And some of it actually is really dark, like that one. But it's okay, it's not burnt. So now the last step is to put the onions and peppers in there and let it cook for another hour or 2. So however long you want it to cook for the vegetables to get cooked through. And I'm not going to sit here and pick through all the onion. It's just some of it is really stuck together. and I want to kind of get some apart. But I'm going to put this in here, stir it around, and then let it cook for another hour or so, however long it takes. You have to watch your slow cooker and know your devices or appliances, whatever you want to call it. Know what you're using, because if you don't, you could either cook something too much or not enough. So just know what you're working with. And I know that this slow cooker cooks a little faster than normal or than most recipes. And I know my other slow cooker cooks about normal, but I usually don't use it because, in all honesty, it's smaller, I think. And I don't know, this one's just easier to grab. So I'm going to stir this up. I'm probably bumping the camera, and I'm sorry if I am. But I'm going to stir this up, put the lid back on it, cook it for another hour or two, probably closer to an hour than 2. And then, actually I've got another hour and 39 minutes left on the 5 hours, so I'm just gonna probably let it cook probably that long, maybe less, but I'll bring y'all back when it's done. Okay, so this is what it looks like whenever it's done, and we're gonna fix us some fajitas, and then Jeff's gonna do a taste test. Oh, he's fogging up. Okay, Jeff has fixed his up how he wants it, like he normally would, and so he's gonna taste it. Noah, what do you think so far? Good. Compared to my normal ones.
Oh, yeah, pretty good.
Okay, so they like it. I'm going to taste mine, and I'm pretty sure I'll like it too. So that is all I have for today. I hope you guys... So if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you like my channel, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell so be notified whenever I upload. And if you have a recipe that you love that is for fajitas, go ahead and tell me about that one. I do make them the normal way, and like those. Noah's already ready for another one. And also the recipe will be down in the description. There will be a link for that. So that's all. Like I said, thank you for watching, and remember, don't take any wooden nickels, and be sweet.